Hello, this is just me working in the shop. You're going to tag along here while I record some footage that I'm using on a couple of different videos. Also, I'm communicating with a couple of customers, and I'm working on a belt for Ryan, and this is a belt for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. But I have people that I think wonder what it's like in the shop, so I've set up a camera here. It's just going to record me for a while I'm getting set up and doing things here in the shop. I hope you enjoy following along today. Okay, so I have finished this project here. I think it actually came out pretty nice. The color is more even than it was before. The little blemish that was there, the dirt, that's gone. There's one spot here on the side, but it's you hardly can't even see that anymore. So I think it came out really nice. The coloring on it's even. No. Well, there you go. I think the so the bag has sat overnight after I put the conditioner on it. I think the color looks really nice. It's more even than I bet you thought it was going to be. There was a lot of visible dark areas here where it's probably had fingernail scratching it and such, opening and closing it. But it came out really nice and even. It's protected again. And this is actually a pretty decent leather here. This was made by American Leather Company, and it's a bag that my wife has been carrying for, shoot, I don't know, 8 years maybe? Nope, not one of mine. But I cleaned it, protected it, and it's good to go. I appreciate you following along on today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe. But more importantly, I hope you have a great day. I thought I would just send you just a quick video. Here's your wallet. It's finished. I think the colors were like, no. Well, good morning. I thought I would send this over to you really quick. Make sure this looks like what you're looking for. The wallet's finished. I may do a little bit of sanding yet on these edges here and get a little bit more of a sheen. But there's the interior pocket side and the snakeskin. Let me send me a note. Let me know if this is what you thought you were getting, and if you like that, I'll get that in the mail yet today, and I'll send you a note on the pricing on it as well. I will say I've not made a snakeskin wallet before. If this turns out not to be as durable as you expect it to be, reach back out to me and I'll figure a way to remake it and take care of the area that it's on, or just make you a different wallet altogether. I hope you have a great weekend. TanKote is dried. I'm just giving it one final sanding here. There was just a couple of areas that fuzzed up, and one or two areas I thought could be touched up with the sandpaper here. And I think these edges come out really nice. The TanKote, I think, did a really good job. Slicked that down when using TanKote, and just a sponge after the first burnish. By the time you see this video, the gentleman will have his wallet. I'll be sending that out, I think, yet today. Give you a quick look at it here, but I think the coloring's pretty cool. We'll see how well it holds up on this sharp of a bend here. Time will tell. I let the gentleman that it's for know that if it doesn't hold up, you know, within his expectations, that I would redesign it and do it maybe a little bit differently, or just make him a different replacement wallet on it. I've not used snakeskin on a wallet like this, and a little bit concerned about the durability of it. It's different than a belt. You know, a belt you would think would take quite a bit of abuse, but I think a wallet's tougher yet. Let me put a little bit more TanKote on here. I'll let this dry, and then we'll be back for a wrap up video. Hey, if you're following along here, I just thought maybe you'd enjoy a view of what it's like in the shop here while I'm working on different projects. So that's all that is. So I laminated the two layers of the belt together here, and I already placed my maker's mark on there. And part of the reason why is because this one's going to have something unusual on the back side. But here's the front. This is in Fiebing's dark chocolate color. It's going to have black spots with the black thread here. But I'm going to be installing all right, so I have the two pieces laminated together. You can see, I can't remember if I told you before, but I finished the stitching here in the Western pattern. I've already put in the holes here, and part of the reason why, those are going to be black spots here. This is in Fiebing's dark chocolate. But this belt here is to commemorate my brother on his hike. A friend of his ordered it, and he wants this tooling on there. He wants it on the back, and I needed to know where those holes are so that I could make my pattern fit. So I don't know if I may scoot it over here and line that spot up in the middle of the 0, or I may end up, you gotta think about it. I could put it here and just scrunch the numbers together. But it's got TL for Tom Little and Appalachian Trail and then the year 2025. I'm gonna come back and think on that a little bit. But in the meantime, I need to go ahead and establish my stitch line for my saddle stitch around the outside here. And I've been adjusting this. I need to get this adjusted to the right size. Looks about right. It's an 1.5 inch belt. So I created the groove to follow with my stitches. Then I will down here with my weaver stitching chisels. Making sure to keep it tipped out slightly so that I don't get too close to the edge on the back. I'll continue here. No sense in you watching me make all these holes. What I need to do is need to figure out how many holes are on a typical belt. So as you can see, I'm working along here, making the holes. I'll finish this up. This is going to have black thread along the outside. If it was a contrasting color like white, then I would seal this with Resin before I start stitching it. After the holes, but before I start stitching it. So I'll finish this up here, and then I'll meet you up over on the stitching pony here in just a little bit. Well, I can talk to you a little bit, I suppose, why not? But I'm just working along here this morning. I've got that snakeskin wallet for a gentleman out of California. I just sent a little video of it to him so he can look at it and approve it before I ship it to him. And then I just finished up, obviously I have to edit the video, but I had a crossbody bag that was dirty, needed cleaning, so I cleaned it up and put some conditioner on it. So that project is done. And I'm working on this belt. This belt's for Ryan. And yeah, I think that brings you up to speed. Saturday morning here, I've just got a few hours before I have to go off and do some other stuff. This is Saturday morning, Easter weekend here. I'd hoped to get this belt in the mail today, and don't think I'll get the belt in the mail, but I do have 3 projects to get in the mail. You think, what do I have over there? I've got a Bible cover for Halo, and why am I drawing a blank here? I've got that wallet going to California. I put it in a box 2 days ago. Oh, it's a belt going to Hardworking Man. No, it's not. It's a belt going to, I made the connection through Hardworking Man years ago. It's a belt going to a gentleman that selected my belt as a door prize at the Firewood Hysteria fundraising event that the firewood community puts on in Indiana each year. So he selected the belt. Of course, the belt, you know, as it would probably just work out, wasn't the right size. So I had told the organizers of the event that if anyone selects the belt but it's not the right size, not to worry, all they have to do is send it back to me, and I will make them the correct size. So I think they got it in the mail back to me, and I'll be sending this one out to them, and it's going to I won't get the name right. Club Dora Firewood is a video channel as well. He's in Minnesota. So I should at least be able to get this belt stitched this morning, and edge work and first coat of sealer on there, but I've only got until maybe 10 o'clock this morning. I'll be back in the shop this evening. So kind of like a live format, but no questions. I thought I would see if anybody's interested and just kind of follow along. Maybe you put me on while you're working in your shop, and maybe you're not by yourself then. Give you a little peek here at that wallet. I think it turned out pretty nice. It's for a gentleman that's ordered before from me. I made a tooled wallet for him last year, and he asked for that snakeskin. Worktops are kind of a mess. Seems like it gets more that way for me. I use it as my excuse, but a lot of times I'm juggling 3 or 4 projects. So I've got tools laid out and a little workstation here, and there for different stuff, and then I don't always get it put back before I move on to the next project. So anyway, the video, I thought I would just maybe occasionally just show working in the shop. And so it's not going to be like an edited deal. I could put some music on the background, but I'll probably just leave it the way it is. It's, I think I said earlier, Saturday morning, and Saturday morning usually a lot more small plane noise for the local regional airport here. So you probably have more of that than normal. Just about killed this roll of black. I've got another one in the box already. So up to this point, all my recording has been done on my cell phone. And I purchased the camera that you're watching from here. That's a, I think it's Osmo Pocket 3. And I thought I'd use it a little bit here. Occasionally see how it worked out for me. I'm still just comfortable with the cell phone. Doesn't mean I can't learn something new though. Yeah, it's got, you probably noticed it has facial tracking on it. It wasn't a terribly expensive camera, but it, far from free though. So as I move around, it's supposed to track me up to a point, obviously. All right, quiet now. I'm gonna record. All right, so I've set up here in the stitching pony, and working along here, as you heard me say, 2 John James needles and black Tiger Ritza thread, and I measured off 3.5 lengths of the belt. That'll be enough to saddle stitch one side of this belt. I like the Tiger Ritza thread. It works nicely. I think it's a very tough, durable thread. Once I finish, I'll tamp the threads down with a hammer, and that sets them down into this groove that I cut here, and that further protects them from wear as well. And I've yet to break thread pulling on it. It'd probably pull into your flesh before it would pull through this, obviously depending on the thickness of the leather, but this belt here is 11.5 ounces. I know I get people from time to time ask me about why don't I use the sewing machine, and the sewing machine is very capable. Before I would have all those holes made, I'd have it stitched, let alone the stitching process. But I enjoy the hand stitching, and that's what I started selling, was just handmade belts. And it's a formula that's been working for me. So I hate to give up the hand stitching. I hate to change the formula to something that doesn't work. So as long as I'm able to hand stitch, then I'll hand stitch. If I feel like I need to machine stitch, then I will. But I mean, that's part of my selling, is I show the process of hand stitching it and all of the work that goes into the belt. And I think people are somewhat amazed at the beginning, but then I think they really appreciate the quality of it there. All right, as you can see, I'm set up here in my stitching pony, and I've started stitching here. 2 John James needles and 3.5 times the length of the belt Tiger Ritza thread. And it's somewhat of a long process. I'll probably be stitching on this total time, probably, well, with the stitching in the middle here, probably close to 3 hours of stitching to do this Western pattern. Maybe a little less, but I don't always do it in one run. So I'll finish up the stitching here on the belt, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to do the edge work on the belt. Appreciate you following along. someone asking me about changing the length of a belt. It has like zoo animal conchos, which is kind of cool. And it doesn't look like it has conchos that are removable. That's a bummer. They look like they're put on like a double cap rivet type thing. Here, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see that or not. I know it's trying to track on my face. You see that? Get it close to my face, maybe it'll focus in the right area there. I'm gonna have to think on that because I don't think those are easily removed and replaced. I've never taken off. There's conchos that have a screw back, and then there's ones that have a post and then a cap that attach the concho to the belt. And the conchos are really close together. They look like they're like an inch apart. Almost looks like a kid's size belt. I wonder, I asked her how much she needed added to it. Yeah, I hate to be that person that doesn't trust somebody, but they're like, maybe it'd be easier if you just bought this belt and then you could adjust it yourself, and it's got a link. Yeah, I don't open links, attachments from anybody that I don't know 100% and trust. I'll do a search and see if I can find the belt on my own and see if it's got any information on it there, but I might have to think on that. I'll have to get back to you. If it looks good, I can get that wallet sent out today. I always send a picture of the packing information before I mail it to make sure that they like how it's addressed. Even with that, twice I've had, once I got to the post office and they said it wasn't a valid address, and when I asked them, they're like, oh yeah, that's not right. But they had looked at this, out and had said, yeah, that was right. And the other one went all the way to Texas and then shipped it back because it didn't have the apartment number on it. picture of it here and send it to them. Everybody gets a handwritten note. I'm letting him know that I'm just not sure how durable that's going to be. And if it doesn't meet his expectations, to let me know. Include a business card. Couple of them. My business card's got a QR code on the back of it that takes you to the YouTube channel. And I recently purchased some stickers here with my information on it for my channel. And I'll put a sticker in there as well. I have cloth bags with my logo on it that I will put it in. Won't package up quite yet. It's still, that TanKote dries pretty fast, but I want to give it enough time there to be thoroughly dry. Until I get approval, there's no need to be rushing on with that. I'm thinking with this camera that I might be able to mount it on the wall up here above the workbench, and then have it be able to track back and forth from, you know, one countertop to the other as I'm working. I just thought maybe it'd be a little different perspective. I was hopeful that I could use it and have like a split screen where you could see what I'm working on, and see me if I'm talking to you, kind of like this. You can see both of them, but I don't have the hardware and software to do that. So this also has the capability of going directly to YouTube, so I'm assuming that means I could log it in on my YouTube account and do maybe a live stream from this. It's been a busy week. I worked on the Bible cover that I told you about, and the belt going to Minnesota. I made a belt that I shipped to, I'm trying to remember where he was from. Shoot, I can't remember now where he was from, but I've already released the video where that belt was showcased. Anyway, I've worked on, I guess, 4 different belts, the Bible cover, and that wallet, and then a bunch of time editing video. This morning, you'll be able to nail it down. This morning, I released my Zippo lighter video. It's a video on making the case for the Zippo lighter. And I started off making it a particular way, and then I switched how I was making it because it was tooled and the flap was gonna cover that up. So I thought I could do it without the flap, and then I decided I didn't like the flap. So I threw those parts away and started over again. And ended up with, I think, what's really a nice solution, and that went to West Virginia. Yeah, went to West Virginia for a gentleman there, and I heard from him, and he says it works. So that's always good to get that kind of feedback. I try to follow up on every single order. I track all of my orders. I ship really everything USPS and in a flat rate box with tracking, and I'm able to track it. And then I've had a couple get by me here lately, but typically I even send them a note the night before, letting them know the package is going to arrive, you know, the next day. And then even if I've got time and I notice that it's been delivered, I'll let them know it's delivered. I haven't had it happen yet, but I'm, you know, concerned about making some custom item like that, shipping it, and then having someone steal it off the front porch. That would be frustrating and upsetting for both parties, for sure. I guess maybe we've always had that problem, but it sure seems like there's more of it now than there's ever been. You may have seen it when I went over to pick up the the cloth bag. I've got my video this morning playing. I always play it through in real time to make sure that it plays okay. If there's anything I need to do, one time I had to take a video back down because something happened with it and it didn't want to play right. So I follow along there, and then after a bit here, I'll pick up the phone and look and see if I've got any comments to reply to. And I just kind of juggle around between those things. I've got I think I'm somewhat caught up. I've got that collection of journal covers that I did back a ways. I did the front panels on them, but I haven't finished them all into journals. I usually use it for fill-in, but I've got pretty busy with belts. My brother's hiking the Appalachian Trail, and I announced that if people bought a belt off of that video, reached out to me and said they saw that video, that I would donate 100% of the cost of that belt to his cause. And so I'm stuck at 5. I had 5 people say that they wanted a belt, and as a matter of fact, this is one of them. And so I tried to jump on that stuff and get it out right away. The wallet took me a while, and I think part of the time I'm thinking about how I'm going to do it. The belts are kind of automatic type of thing, but if someone orders a belt, I typically ship that belt within a week, 2 at the most, but usually within a week. And if I'm caught up, I usually ship the belt in like 4 days. And a lot of times I listen to the radio in the shop here, but YouTube doesn't like me doing that. I don't have permission for that music in my video. So if I'm not doing that, sometimes I'll put a movie on over here, and I can pause that. I guess I could always pause the radio, but I think after a while you get the radio's like background noise, and you don't even realize it's there, and next thing you know, you recorded something. And then I had it happen where I upload the video, and then YouTube flags it before I ever release it and says that I've got music there I haven't had permission to use. So delete it and re-edit, take that part out, or re-record it, or abandon the video altogether. So I've just got to where I typically, unless I know I'm not recording that day, I don't turn the radio on. Almost time to move the shop back again. It's hard to believe that it's that time of the year coming up again. Usually try to get out of Arizona before it gets too hot. It's pleasant out this morning. I think it's still in the 60s, but we've already been bumping up against 100-degree days. Everybody says it's unusual, but they say that every year when it happens this time of year, that it's unusual. That video, if you watched it, it's a long one. I tried getting it edited down shorter, and I thought about just getting rid of the first part where I worked on the project and it didn't work out, and then just go with the correct one. But I try to, as I said, try to keep it real. And if that happens in the shop, I think that's valuable, because I think, it happens to everybody, a project that's not quite right. I've had belts that I've had that I just didn't like how it was coming out, that I've thrown away. More of them early on than now. I hope I didn't say that at the wrong time. End up with one of them here. So, yeah, story time, right? See if I can come up with something here to tell you folks that you don't already know. I know, I just drew a blank. Seemed like I've told you everything. I'll tell you one thing that some people don't know. I bet you I spend almost an equal amount of time, either added time by recording video, editing video, writing descriptions, all the things associated with YouTube. I bet you I'm spending close to the same amount of time on that as I do the leather work. I know my brother, he's got a YouTube channel going too. And I will put a link in in my description for his channel. Go ahead, check it out. It's of him hiking. He's documented hiking the Appalachian Trail. Shoot, where I was going with that. Anyway, I was going to say is he was telling me that, you know, they have what they call a 0 day where they're supposed to kind of, you know, get some extra rest and you know, probably some extra sleep and get stuff ready to go back on the trail for the next time. And I think he takes a 0 day every 7 or 10 days. But he's gotten to where he realizes how much work it is to edit, upload, write descriptions and such, because he said that his whole day is crammed full of trying to get those things done, let alone the really kind of things he needs to get done on a 0 day. It's rare if there's a day that goes by that I'm not, I don't even think there's been a day that's gone by that I haven't done something with YouTube, either editing footage or uploading footage or description. And I'm not counting in, you know, just responding to comments. I try to keep up on those and get those almost in real time. This week I've had a couple times where it's been, you know, towards the end of the day before I look at them and see. But when I edit a video, I'll take the footage, and if it's an hour-long video, I've probably got 3 or 4 hours of video footage to edit. And so I'll go through the whole thing, I'll edit the whole thing down, and then after I get done editing it, then I actually play it all back, make sure it makes sense, go in and make any adjustments, and if I made any adjustments, play it all back again, trying to make sure that when it uploads I don't have any issues, you know, with how it plays. And after all that, then compile the video and upload the video. And it's not a big deal here, but in Colorado, our internet is so slow there that the phone, and I know I should probably be doing it from my laptop, but the phone, it'll take somewhere between 3 and 12 hours to upload a video. The internet's so jacked up, slow up there. Here, it takes somewhere between 5 and 40 minutes to upload a video. So part of the problem is, maybe that's why this camera will maybe come in handy, is that when it's uploading, then my phone is out of commission for me. So sometimes I'm waiting to work on a project so I have the phone so I can document working on the project. So I may try creating or recording the footage with this camera, and I'll probably still edit it on my phone and then upload it. And I try to have it ready to upload so I can upload overnight.
But for some reason, a lot of times it'll get into doing that, and unless, you know, it's it's not just the phone going to sleep if you leave the screen on or whatever, but it will at times just stop uploading until you do some type of activity on the phone or with YouTube, and it'll start again. So I had several times last year where when I uploaded the video, I wasn't able to get it released on time because it took too long for it to upload. Our internet is so slow. It's actually quicker to upload off of the cellular network than it is through the hardline internet. I think that's saying quite a bit. I do appreciate everybody that subscribed. That really helps a bunch. It helps me feel encouraged that people find value in it. I get a lot of viewers that aren't subscribed, and that's not an unusual phenomenon. I think part of that is there are people that watch it like on a TV, and most people aren't logged into YouTube when they watch it. They're just watching it on there. And I suppose some people don't want to subscribe, which is fine, but it sure is encouraging when they do. Anybody else ever notice that? It gives a curve in it, but when I sew the other side, it'll even out. It also changes if you have holes on one side and not the other. Guess it's time to see if I have any comments. Respond to. Yeah, I got a few here. That's funny. Well, if you're still here, you're along for this experiment to see if people have an interest in just kind of following along. I've thought about doing a live stream where I don't talk. That seems a little bit odd. I have seen people do live streams of just their shop. So I'm not saying it's unheard of, but I guess I even have a hard time of just letting it be silent. So this belt is, the belt strap itself is just short of 4 feet. So 3 times 4, 12. It's like 14 and a half feet or something like that here of thread. And I like this mounted up here on the workbench because the threads aren't on the ground. You do have to be careful with this wax. It'll pick up lint and stuff off the floor if there's any. And that's another reason why it's good to have the thread up off of here. I usually vacuum this floor every day at the end of the day. But it's been kind of a busy week, huh? I think I've missed 3 days in a row here. So I need to get the vacuum out, get it cleaned up. Put these tools away. Since I'm not going to be able to probably get this one shipped today, because even if I had the stitching done, I need to put 2 coats of roseline on there, and that needs to dry for a few hours between coats if you're going to seal out that color, or seal in the color, right? So it's Easter. Let's go with my earliest memory of Easter. Earliest memory of Easter. Getting up on Easter morning and having the Easter bunny had been there. I think we learned probably about the Easter bunny just as quickly, or before we learned about the religious reasons for the holiday. But there was a Easter basket, and there was a carrot hanging by the door that we had put out the night before for the Easter bunny, and it was gnawed on. It wasn't all gone, it was gnawed on. And the Easter basket. And my aunt on my mother's side, she always came. We always had our school spring break was in conjunction with Easter. So it was the week before Easter every year, so it moved. And they always came and spent that week with us and visited. That was the one of maybe 2 times a year Mom would see her sister. They lived about 5 hours away. And my uncle would spend most of his time in his vehicle idling along the roadside, and he was looking for praying mantis egg cocoons. If you've ever seen one, they kind of have a unique look to them. And he would collect those and take them home, and he would have them in his garden, you know, because they like to eat aphids and different bugs like that, the praying mantis do. So he would spend time collecting those, driving up and down the county roads, watching the weeds in the fence line to see if he'd find the praying mantis. Guess he was taking all of ours away from us. I'm sure he missed quite a few. birds are singing and hear the planes. I'm assuming the microphone on this is picking them both up. I keep looking at the clock. I'm waiting to see if I get a response back on that wallet. If I get approval, I want to take that to the post office. I'm not gonna be able to ship the next few days here in the next week. I got other commitments keep me away from the post office, but I've got the other two in the truck ready to go. He's been patient. He asked about the wallet back some weeks back, but now that I have it done, I'd just soon get it to him. I feel bad about taking that long. I never take that long on a belt. There'll be a video on making that wallet, and the video, there's a video from the wallet I made last year for him. It was a black tooled wallet. I may have to just go to the post office, ship it. And just hold on to the wallet until later. I give him another hour, but that's about it. I might as well put this up. Straighten up a little bit here. I do it to myself occasionally. I've had people ask about wallets, and so I cut out parts for a second wallet when I made his. It won't be a snakeskin, but I cut out parts for that. And where I'm going with that is then I get to where I'm like on a deadline, so the parts sit over here, and then it's one more thing that's waiting on me. That's what that leather is. So I need to make a passport wallet there. If I would just stick with what I got going, then I probably would not have as much clutter that I seem to create at times.
You call the mailbox or the post
I'm
office?
recording, yeah, I'm recording here live. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the post office here in a little bit. What time do we need to leave?
10
Okay.
at the latest.
Yeah, so I'm cleaning up here and I'll wrap up the video. Let's see here. These are either orders or occasionally I have someone like, I want a belt, but I don't know what yet. So I'll take measurements, write it down, and then that stays in here and it's ready for whenever they make a decision, if they do. There's a couple of them that have been in here for 2 years. Not sure where I put my
paper for the guy with the wallet order form. Oh, here it is. Set it there. I just took a piece of wood and slicked it down, and I used that, wrapped sandpaper around. I've used it for wet forming and lots of things. Little implements like that are handy to have around. I don't know who gets stuff out and then put it back. Oh, I wish he'd respond. Let me see what I got here. So in looking at that belt, it looks like those metal conchos that are on there are not removable. It would appear that the only way to lengthen that belt would be to add another layer to the thickness of it. And then I'm not sure if that's going to be too thick or not. It's hard to tell how thick the leather belt is from the photo. just corrected the voice to text. I wish that worked perfect. Obviously, the better way to go would be to just make a belt the correct length and attach those conchos, but it really appears as if those are not removable and replaceable. Kind of a one-time use item. If you're close to me, I could maybe look at it and tell for sure. I'm not sure where you are located. It's someone who reached out to me through Messenger to ask if I could make the belt longer. I guess I should make sure I can look in this and see. I keep almost everybody that's purchased from me on my contacts. Yeah, she's not purchased from me before that I know of. It's too bad. They're really kind of cool. There's a rhino and a turtle and a bear. I'm not sure what that is. A tiger, elephant, whale, zebra. It's a well-worn buckle. I can see that, so it's not brand new. Yeah. Well, we'll see what she says. And my wallet guy hasn't gotten back to me. All right, well, I'm gonna call it there. I need to go in and get cleaned up. We're meeting family today, and I need to get to the post office. Yeah. Hey, leave me a comment. Let me know. Anything here you want?